For thousands of years, humanity has relied on its senses to navigate reality. Eyes and ears were our arbiters of truth. We believed photographs captured moments honestly, that videos recorded events accurately. Courts, governments, journalism, and personal relationships all depended on the assumption that what we saw and heard reflected reality. Seeing is believing was not just a phrase, it was a foundational principle. It shaped law, history, and even the way we trust one another. But now, that foundation is collapsing, not through carelessness or gradual erosion, but through deliberate, algorithmically perfected deception. Today, we live in the age of deepfakes. Videos, images, and audio recordings so realistic that they can make anyone appear to say or do anything. Deepfake technology is no longer the product of a hacker in a dimly lit basement experimenting with Photoshop. It is an industrialized, highly sophisticated system powered by artificial intelligence, capable of creating content indistinguishable from reality with a few clicks and publicly available footage. The implications are profound, personal, and terrifying. Consider the 2019 case reported by BuzzFeed and others, when celebrities like Gal Gadot and Scarlett Johansson were targeted by deepfake pornography. Their faces were swapped onto sexually explicit content, shared widely online without consent. While the public attention focused on Hollywood stars, the reality for ordinary people is just as horrifying. Anyone can be a target. Teachers, journalists, activists, or even a stranger walking down the street can find themselves in fabricated videos that ruin reputations, relationships, and livelihoods. Victims describe the experience as a violation akin to assault, with lasting psychological consequences. Even when proven fake, the material continues circulating online, archived and replicated endlessly, impossible to fully remove. The threat goes beyond personal attacks. Politics, elections, and international diplomacy are now vulnerable to manipulation by deepfakes. In 2018, filmmaker Jordan Peele collaborated with BuzzFeed to produce a deepfake video of former President Barack Obama. The video was a demonstration of potential misuse, showing how convincingly a public figure could be made to say something they never uttered. The video was fictional and intended to warn the public, but it revealed a chilling reality. A fabricated video released just days before an election could influence millions of voters. The initial impact of a deepfake is nearly irreversible. By the time fact-checkers can confirm its falsehood, the damage is done. Cognitive bias and emotional reactions have already taken hold, and social media amplifies the effect exponentially. State actors are already exploring deepfakes for strategic purposes. In 2020, Ukrainian officials warned that Russia could employ deepfakes to impersonate leaders or fabricate incidents, destabilizing nations or inciting unrest. Imagine a deepfake showing a foreign general ordering an atrocity or a president declaring war. The chaos such a video could unleash in hours before verification is possible is unimaginable. This isn't science fiction. It is already happening on smaller scales. Disinformation campaigns during the COVID-19 pandemic employed manipulated videos to spread panic and mistrust, showing public health officials appearing to contradict themselves, undermining compliance and eroding trust in institutions. The legal system, too, is vulnerable. Courts once relied on CCTV footage, video confessions, and recorded interviews as near indisputable evidence. That foundation is crumbling. In one notable case, defense attorneys in the U.S. argued that surveillance footage showing a client at a crime scene could have been manipulated with deepfake technology. The argument is simple and devastating. In a world of perfect fakes, the mere possibility of fabrication creates reasonable doubt. Criminals can exploit this doubt, using what researchers now call the deepfake shield to deny responsibility, knowing that even genuine evidence may be dismissed. The weaponization of doubt undermines the very principle of justice. Even ordinary lives are at risk. In 2021, Jordan Ewell, a political commentator, became the victim of a manipulated video allegedly showing him committing a crime. The video went viral, leading to harassment, threats, and reputational damage. Though it was later confirmed as fake, the emotional, social, and professional toll had already been inflicted. Ordinary citizens are discovering that a single deepfake can upend careers, destroy relationships, and induce lasting trauma. Financial crimes are increasingly powered by deepfakes. In 2019, a UK-based energy company was defrauded of $220,000 after its CEO received a phone call from someone impersonating the parent company's CEO using AI voice synthesis. The AI mimicked the accent, tone, and speech patterns of the executive, even capturing emotional inflections. Similar cases have been reported across Europe and Asia, illustrating that the technology is no longer a hypothetical risk. It is an everyday threat to personal, corporate, and governmental security. The mechanisms that make deepfakes possible are rooted in generative adversarial networks, or GANs. These systems operate as a digital arms race. One AI, the generator, creates fabricated images or videos. Another, the discriminator, attempts to identify what is real and what is fake. Each iteration teaches the generator to improve, refining subtle details such as micro-expressions, skin texture, head tilts, and emotional cues. GANs have become so advanced that voice cloning can be achieved with just a few seconds of audio, replicating speech cadence, accent, and even breathing patterns. It's no longer a question of whether AI can deceive. It is a question of how convincingly it can do so, even in real time. Social media amplifies the problem. During the COVID-19 pandemic, manipulated videos made health officials appear incompetent, while a single viral deepfake could create chaos in minutes. One fabricated clip showed a doctor promoting a dangerous treatment, spreading faster than verification teams could respond. Even brief exposure is enough to erode trust and create confusion. The damage is cumulative. The public becomes desensitized, skeptical, and more vulnerable to the next wave of manipulation. Deepfakes are not limited to politics or finance. They affect personal perception and relationships. In 2021, researchers created a deepfake of a missing child to test parental recognition. Even parents struggled to detect subtle alterations. This underscores the terrifying reality. Deepfakes can manipulate even the most intimate instincts. How do we know that a friend's video call is genuine, that a family member's message hasn't been altered, or that a colleague on a conference call is truly present? The question of reality itself is now fraught with uncertainty. Detection technology is struggling to keep pace. Programs that analyze blinking patterns, pixel inconsistencies, or lighting artifacts often fail against generated videos. For every detection algorithm, a new iteration of AI evades it. The arms race is continuous, with deception systems evolving faster than detection software. This technological lag means individuals, companies, and governments are perpetually vulnerable. Some experts advocate digital provenance as a solution. Cameras and devices could embed cryptographic signatures at the moment of capture, creating an immutable record of authenticity. This digital watermark, stored in secure ledgers or blockchain systems, would verify the source, location, and time of capture. Altered or fabricated content would fail verification, while genuine recordings would retain proof of integrity. Implementing such a system globally presents enormous logistical and political challenges, requiring cooperation between manufacturers, governments, and media platforms. But without it, verifiable reality may be lost. education, and cultural adaptation are equally vital. Citizens must learn to question not only the content they consume, but also the source. Social media platforms must prioritize verified provenance over viral engagement. Journalists must adopt transparent verification practices. Courts must develop new standards for evaluating evidence. Instinctive trust in sight and sound is no longer reliable. It must be replaced with disciplined skepticism and verification. The psychological consequences of deepfakes are profound. Victims of non-consensual deepfake pornography, harassment, or defamation experience trauma akin to assault. Anxiety, depression, social isolation, and reputational damage are common. On a societal scale, epistemic nihilism, widespread doubt about the authenticity of sensory information, may emerge. People may dismiss all evidence as potentially fake, and the very concept of truth could fragment into subjective, unverifiable streams of information. Legislation is slowly emerging. California criminalized deepfakes for revenge pornography in 2023. Other governments, including China, have proposed regulations against malicious AI content. The U.S. Department of Defense has issued warnings about deepfake disinformation campaigns. However, progress lags behind technology, leaving individuals, corporations, and nations exposed. Deepfakes illustrate the duality of technology. They can be tools for entertainment, art, and accessibility. Yet, their potential for harm is extraordinary. Anyone with a basic computer, publicly available footage, and free software can create content indistinguishable from reality. The implications span personal identity, finance, justice, politics, and international security. The future may require new cultural, legal, and technological paradigms. Digital literacy must become a fundamental skill. Verification standards and digital authentication systems must be globally enforced. Individuals must protect personal data and remain skeptical of unverified content. Institutions must adopt safeguards, legal frameworks, and penalties for misuse. Every photo, video, and audio recording may now be suspect. Careers, relationships, elections, and international diplomacy can be disrupted by a single deepfake. The era of instinctive trust is over. Verification must replace intuition. Source authentication must replace visual confirmation. And transparency must replace assumption. The Great Deception is not waiting. It is unfolding every day in homes, offices, courts, governments, and social networks worldwide. A single manipulated video can destroy lives, manipulate economies, and sow chaos. We must confront this reality with vigilance, critical thinking, and institutional reform. Otherwise, the phrase "seeing is believing" will be relegated to history, replaced by the far more cautious mantra, "Trust is verification." The stakes are enormous. Individuals may lose their identity and reputation overnight. Businesses may fall victim to AI-enabled fraud. Governments may confront crises triggered by fabricated evidence. And societies may lose the ability to discern truth from fiction. Deepfakes are not simply a technical nuisance. They are a fundamental threat to reality itself. The era of perfect lies has arrived, and it will continue to evolve, becoming more accessible, more convincing, and more disruptive. Humanity faces an unprecedented challenge: to adapt our institutions, education, and technology to a world where appearances can no longer be trusted, and where the line between reality and fabrication is constantly blurred. The Great Deception has begun, and how we respond will shape the very foundation of truth for generations to come.